Prince Harry is set to receive the prestigious Pat Tillman Award at the ESPYs, but there are growing calls for broadcaster ESPN to rescind the honour. Reilly Sullivan is a reporter here at skynews.com.au and he's always across the latest headlines from the royal family. Reilly, great to see you.
Great to be back.
ESPN will honour the Duke of Sussex with the Pat Tillman Award for service at the ESPYs on Thursday night. But Mr Tillman's own mother has slammed the decision. What's been said?
Right, well, as you said, Harry's set to receive this honour, the Pat Tillman Award. It's, of course, named after Pat Tillman, who was an NFL player. He left the NFL to go fight in Afghanistan after 9/11, and unfortunately, he was killed while fighting. So it's a very sort of sombre thing, and this award is really in tribute to him and in tribute to other athletes who've done amazing humanitarian work. And this week, Pat Tillman's mum, Mary, came out and she was very honest. She said, look, she didn't think that Harry was a worthy recipient. She thinks that there's a lot of other people out there doing a lot of work with veterans and devoting their time to veterans who would be a better fit for the award.
Yeah.
And that sort of raised questions, would ESPN sort of heed the advice of Mary, considering, it is named in honour of her son, and would they reconsider? But I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest. I mean, I think they're rolling out the red carpet as we speak. It's happening pretty soon, and I'm sure both Meghan and Harry will be there. It's going to be a huge televised event. And from ESPN's point of view as well, this is a huge media story now for a week. So from their point of view, I'm kind of sceptical. I'm sure that they probably were aware that the Duke was controversial as a choice.
Yeah, it's pretty massive when you've got Pat Tillman's mother saying it should go to someone else, but look, we'll see what happens. A royal insider has revealed that Meghan Markle wants to sit down with the royal family 4 years after the Sussexes moved to California. Why is Meghan finally ready to hash out her differences with the monarchy?
This was a really interesting development. Meghan has she's turned down requests from the King to go to the coronation. She turned down the invite to come with Harry to London a couple months ago. So this is a real kind of 180 for Meghan. But I'm sure from her point of view, she's probably looking, how can she carve out her role and how is she going to, move forward, not only in the public eye, but with her own family. So I can kind of see why maybe this would be a good time. King Charles is going to Balmoral for his annual summer holiday in a few weeks. So that'll be a great time for them to possibly connect, whether it would be, a conference call or maybe, they could travel to the UK. But I wouldn't be surprised if in the next couple of months we hear that there is a bit of an update on that.
So do you think that members of the royal family want to sit down with Meghan?
Well, I mean, I think Charles, as we've spoken about on this show before, I think Charles is eager to have more of a relationship with Archie and Lilibet. I'm sure they would be at the centre of it for the King because, he is a family man. He's in his 70s and obviously battling cancer. I mean, I think the King is really looking at his family right now. But I don't know if William and Kate, I think they're, I don't think they would be interested.
And you know what, fair enough. But look, we'll watch this space. Good inside tip.
Yeah.
We heard this week that Prince William and Princess Catherine are at odds where to send Prince George for secondary school. What's behind the disagreement and why is Kate reportedly digging in her heels?
Well, I think this is something that a lot of parents go through, discussing their children's education. And certainly it's a little bit different when their son is the future King of England.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so, supposedly George is set to go to Eton, which is the same boarding school that Harry and William went to. So it's certainly the family tradition to go to Eton. It's a very posh, expensive school. It's something like £50,000 a year.
Wow.
And Kate is sort of on the flip side. She's very much, more down to earth, I think. And I think she wants her children to go to a more down to earth school, maybe a co-ed school. And supposedly there's a bit of tension. I don't know. I mean, George is only 10, but he's got Louis and Charlotte as well. So who knows where they'll end up going. But I think it was a relatable moment because, again, like a lot of families go through that debate over whether to send their kids to the private school or go for something a little bit more down to earth.
Yeah, interesting. It is a big debate for many families have to go through, but not many have to deal with the fact that that's a future King of England. Look, there's still no update on whether Princess Catherine will return to Wimbledon this weekend to hand out the finalists' trophies. Who could step in for Kate if she's unable to make centre court?
Yes, so Wimbledon's been going on. Every day people have been looking in the royal box. Is Kate going to show up? Funnily enough, there hasn't been a lot of royal action in the royal box this year. We saw Princess Beatrice there on Tuesday. And actually, when she was in the box, she was sitting next to the club chair of Wimbledon. So there's a suggestion that perhaps Beatrice could be called because, you know, she's obviously at Wimbledon. She's a tennis fan, and she was there with the club chair. And Deborah Jevons is the club chair at Wimbledon, and she is the same official that spoke out a few weeks ago about Kate possibly making an appearance. So it'll definitely come down to Deborah. So whether her sitting next to Beatrice is a sign that it'll be Beatrice, or another suggestion was the Duchess of Gloucester, because she's also involved with the Wimbledon Tennis Club. All eyes are going to be on, you know, the trophies on Saturday. I wouldn't be surprised if Kate still makes an appearance. I still think that's on the cards, but my money would be on Beatrice.
Okay, we'll wait and see. Reilly Sullivan, thank you so much for joining us.